Hello everyone, welcome to Chicago Reacts. My name is Kelsey. I am a voice actor and actor living in Chicago, and today I will be reacting to From the Depths, Somali Pirate Simulator by Martincitopants. Martincitopants has been a new one on at least the videos I've been reacting to. It's been a blast to watch his videos. So thank you to Wolf Pawn for suggesting this. You're a real one. And yeah, let's see what is coming from the depths. Are the pirates from there? Are they on Davy Jones' ship or something? I don't know.
Greetings, my fellow land haters. Today we'll be looking at From the Depths, a game entirely focused on the construction and combat of boats, planes, and other interesting vehicles.
That a Gundam.
A young robotic Somali pirate, after the great automation revolution takes place, as prophesized by Democratic Party candidate Andrew Yang, all piracy operations have made the economic decision to replace humans with cheaper machine labor. Abdul is working in collaboration with Lockheed Martin and has successfully lobbied the United States government into endless naval warfare, just like the other warfare, but much more expensive. Our brave Somalian will use his unequaled knowledge of David Beckham studies to construct a fleet of functioning vessels to spread his influence and expand his empire. The main campaign is set in Neder. There are 8 factions fighting for control of Neder's water. The Deepwater Guard, your run-of-the-mill pirates in small, shitty wooden craft. Their ass gets beat by every other faction.
Oh, that's
Watch.
a lot of fire.
Lots of their ships resemble fortresses. So basically, sea dwarves. White flares.
Love that.
Sorry, who? Twin Guard. A couple of sentient AI with highly questionable, definitely not incestual motives. Lightning Hoods.
They do that?
They like lasers. Steel Striders. Objectively the best faction with some very well-made, cool-looking boats.
It just seems like those are normal warships, which is what you would probably want. Oh, unless you could have Gimli in the air on a warship.
The very definition of a pussy shit faction that won't get down to brawl. Although they do have this pretty cool satellite that
is really cool.
And still pussy shit, but like, you know.
Are you sure?
Pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Our brave militant Abdul starts with a state-sponsored Somalian assault dinghy, a starter fortress, and grand East African ambitions. Your goal? Completely control the Gulf of Aden to impose a hefty tariff of $20 US per vessel, enough to retire to a life of luxury in your great nation.
Okay, low-key though, I, during like the height of quarantine, got down a rabbit hole of watching videos of like giant ships being like let into the water, and it was like, I never saw one that bad, but like some of them, like even when they're, I don't know what the proper term is, but like lowered into the water or like ramped into the water, like it looks bad. Like it looks like things are gonna just like things are gonna flood and boats are gonna tip over, but that is something else.
I'll be covering the campaign today because it's definitely the most interesting part of the game. The goal of the campaign is to destroy all other factions and completely control the map.
Makes sense.
To do this, you need to build and pilot vehicles that can locate, fight, and destroy the enemy, whether they be in the air, land, or on water. If you want to start playing this game, I would recommend first sitting through an undergraduate's degree's worth of tutorials.
Press right bracket by pressing Alt-N. Open the inventory by pressing E. Left click. Open the inventory by pressing E. Left click to put the wrong block has been placed. You must remove it. Left click to place the block. Open the inventory by pressing.
It's a lot right
This will allow you to build a boat that theoretically won't capsize. Yep, that worked well. The game isn't one of these finely crafted masterpieces that builds on aspects you've learned throughout the playthrough, slowly introducing you to new mechanics and features only when you're ready for them. Instead, From the Depths takes the Darwinian approach of just killing you over and over until you learn.
Gotta learn
The game
somehow.
has less of a learning curve and more of a learning cliff, on fire and covered in bears. As is probably obvious by now, From the Depths is about building vehicles, mostly ships, but others are definitely possible. The difficulty in mastering this
I don't
game
know
is
what
in
that
how you
is.
build a ship's various subsystems, how they synergize, and making them cost-effective. Firstly, we need a hull. For our first ship, wood will do. Power.
Right.
I have no idea how to build an engine, so I'll just get a prefab one and slap that boy in there. Propulsion and control.
That
Get
was
some propellers
indeed a
and cook
slapped
the ship
boy.
in speed. I'll add a rudder and a temporary wheel to give our creation a quick test drive.
Cool, cool. It's going.
Next up, we'll add weapons, targeting components, AI, and ammo storage.
That's
Turret?
It's pretty good.
Yes.
Ammo storage
Missiles.
right there.
Yes. Big missiles? Also yes, but small. Small missile turret? Most definitely. This is all great, but the weapons need an AI for control and targeting, so we'll build a mainframe and some local weapons computers. Alright, let's test our attack beam. Yep, he goes. Can he shoot?
He does go.
Yep. Can he do it on his own?
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ah, fuck. He's drunk. We've
He's
forgotten to
having
add
a
targeting
time.
components.
Oh,
So we'll add some
no.
rangefinders and some spy cameras. We'll make some redundant targeting systems because they're pretty vulnerable. Very good. Finally, we need ammo storage and
Pretty
production so
good.
we don't run out of shoots too soon. Just like your own ammo production. The ammo in front of the depths is particularly vulnerable to sudden, violent explosions. So
Oh,
put
that's
it in
cool.
armor and your love. There we go. We've made our first boat, the attack beam. It's very likely that things are still very broken, so I'd recommend giving it a thorough testing in the creative editor. Our brave bean can dispatch unarmored deepwater guard ships quite easily.
Cool.
Very good. Once you're satisfied with your very hard work, it's time for...
It's time for conquest.
The time has come, and our brave Somalian is about to embark on his great crusade. As you can probably see, the map is very dark around our territory. We can either accept this fact
Hello.
and use your boats to explore manually like a peasant, or make use of your Lockheed connections and lobby your local governing body into granting you a giant spy
Your local
antenna.
governing body,
Make
New
sure to build this
Hampshire.
antenna as high as possible. This
Oh,
is the big brain
that's-
move and is highly recommended.
It's a big
Now
antenna.
that you have successfully launched your privacy violation surveillance program, you can see where they're all hiding, and you can infiltrate their mildly compromising browser history. From here, we have
Give
a few
me
options.
free V-Bucks,
Option
please.
1. Wait for them to come to attack. This is inevitable, but also very boring. Pros. It's a self-defense scenario, and is fully protected by international law if you simply say,
Well, yeah, mate, he started it. Oh, you know, fair enough, mate.
Cons. Why wait? Option 2. Launch an ethically dubious first strike against their assault dinghies. Pros. Big balls move. Cons. Violates international law. But really, that's more of a pro. Option 3. Run away.
You could do
I
that.
choose option 2. Violence is always the answer.
Oh. That video always gets me. That's a lot of violence.
Our attack beam is victorious, and our courageous sailor has won his first battle.
He's up there.
It will not be his last. As we can see, our widespread surveillance program helped locate and eliminate the terrorist threat. Tax dollars well spent. Moving on from our starter fortress, we will now go expand our territory to the next materials node and extract the highly valuable black gold. Because our enemies didn't use incognito mode, their highly sensitive data and whereabouts are precisely known. With
I
this
want to
information,
see
we can
that
launch an
video.
attack. This time, we're going to build a specially designed ship for our nefarious Somali needs. I'd like to take it back to our roots and directly board the enemy with a small pirate vehicle.
Oh,
Now
that's
getting
cool.
close
You
to
can do
hostile
that.
boats with weapons is very hard in the classic Somali assault thinking, so we won't be using that. Instead, we'll take a page out of the Navy SEALs book and stealthily infiltrate via the water. I'll build
Alright.
a tiny submarine that can quickly cruise up to an enemy vessel and get inside. So, we go into battle, use our attack beam as bait, and launch our piracy operation.
Terrifying. That's the sounds of infiltration.
This is wildly successful,
Nice.
netting us a great bounty in materials and hostage AIs. Excellent. Another victory for the bean. What's next? Another group of enemies. This shouldn't be a problem. Oh.
Okay.
So,
Community
now you get the
creations,
general
let's see
idea
'em.
of From the Depths. Make boats, kill shit, and then make more boats. However, there is also the very important topic of
Aesthetics.
Yeah,
the
how do
game
you make
allows
something
sharing
look
of vehicles, and as a
cool?
result, many people have made some truly
Oh,
wild
cool.
shit on the Steam Workshop. This guy made a scale replica of the USS Iowa.
Whoa.
This dude made a very solid replica of the USS Missouri.
Oh my gosh.
This fucking guy made a giant goddamn robot. And this guy made a Titan from Warhammer 40k.
What?
Jesus H. Christ. And these people all made replicas of the Imperial Japanese Navy's battleship,
Yamato.
the largest battleship ever built. Now these are quite cool,
Wow.
so I decided to build my own kooky contraption. Considering just how many people have made replicas of ships, I decided to give replicating a historical ship a shot.
Okay.
Remember, the bigger, the better. So the final decision was on the Imperial Japanese Navy's battleship Yamato. The big lad. But I wasn't
big
just going to make
lad.
any run-of-the-mill Yamato replica. No, no, no. I had to show up all the plebs who've built Yamato replicas before me. This had to be special. This had to be unique. This had to be large. So I made it twice as big. And
Oh my
here she
gosh.
is. 500 meters long. A lot of blocks. Whole lot of cubic meters.
Oh wow.
3 very big guns, and many, many side guns. It
Oh
may not
my
be as pretty as
gosh.
other replicas, it may not be as accurate, but it's a truly large lad.
That
You
is
may be asking,
nuts.
why build this thing? That's a great question.
Cause.
For comparison, here is the HMS,
Ragnarök.
the one built by Roaz. Here is the Tia from the Steel Striders, and here is the normal-sized Yamato. Yeah, pretty large, eh? In fact, as far
That's
as I'm aware, this is the
insane.
biggest replica ever built on the workshop.
Worm. I
And
want to
as
see
of recording,
Worm.
Possibly not just
Water
the biggest replica,
Leviathan looks
but
cool.
the biggest boat too. I could be totally wrong, but I think that's pretty cool. Okay,
That's
there were
wild.
some concessions in building this thing. 1. The cannons are definitely not to scale. Trust me, this is a good thing. The real boat had 3 460mm guns per turret. Doubling this would give us 3 920mm guns, which is really just disappointing for a ship this large. Instead, I went with 9 guns per turret, each of which is 2000mm.
There you go.
Much better. The real one had no railguns. As you can see, historical accuracy was my #1 priority. 2. The interior is left for interpretation. Just building the outside of this thing was painful enough, so I didn't
Yeah,
bother.
that's
Especially because the
fair.
interior isn't really that impressive. 3. The big boy has some control and instability issues. Sometimes when I spawn it in, it decides to go full power in reverse and drag itself underwater.
Okay.
4. The back is
I
a
mean,
bit
it's
shit,
working
but
with
it's
a lot
underwater
of
anyway,
stuff.
so I don't care.
So.
Seriously, I'd like to make it look correct, but I lack the willpower to tear it down and try again.
Yeah, that's.
Go ahead and try it for yourself, but you'll find that it is quite difficult and very, very large.
Very
5.
large.
Because it's powered off of giant steam engines and fires a truly stupid amount of shells, it is very, very, very expensive to run. Serious props if you can get this thing running properly in campaign mode. 6. Lasers were not present on the real Yamato. 7. The ship is basically unusable because of its absolutely massive internal volume. Every time a block gets destroyed, the game will pause for half a second while the air pump calculates the new force on the
Oh
boat.
no.
It also just decides to completely crush my computer randomly and will drop FPS down to 2. Very nice. 8.
That's how you know
The
you've
guns
made
are
a
cool looking and
behemoth.
shoot pretty good, but a single Hesh round can delete the entire side of the boat's guns.
Oh,
Again, this is an internal problem, and I can't be bothered fixing it.
don't.
End of concessions. Alright, now how about we take it for a little test drive? Starting off small. Big Yamato versus Marauder, the superior combat vessel.
Oh boy.
Okay, that was easy. Big Yamato versus Onyx Watch Bulwark, their largest ship.
All right.
Yeah, that was pretty easy too.
I like
Big
how its
Yamato
name is
versus
just Big
Tia, the
Yamato.
most powerful conventional boat in the game. Alrighty. Big Yamato versus flying bullshit.
versus that guy.
Not too bad. Finally, Big Yamato versus Scarlet Dawn flying bullshit.
Oh. Oh, there
Everything
it goes.
except the giant lasers miss, but they're so powerful that they can kill the ship on their own. Very good.
Wow.
So there she is. The Big Yamato.
A monster.
Download it.
Oh,
Improve
cool.
it. Please God, let me know if you've made it better.
That,
So,
I don't know what that is, but that
From the
looks like
depths.
something.
The greatest Somali pirate simulator to ever exist.
Hello, little friend. Yeah, I freaking bet. So insane. The amount of work that went into making that big Yamato. Like, oh my gosh. I could never, and I would never, but man, props to you, Martincitopants, for making that big old boat that is seems like a tank, but like if you're willing to fry your computer using it. So yeah, very cool. And thank you to Wolfpond for suggesting this. It was very fun. Thank you all for joining us today. Be sure to like and subscribe for content like this, and I'll see you next time.